Cool.
You're on. Good morning. We're excited to have you all back for another deep dive here with Malisse, and today we're going to be talking about a subject that I think I must just really personally be needing right now, because I decided I wanted to talk about sleep today. I don't feel like I've been getting enough sleep, and that seems to be a really common issue in a lot of the people that we talk to and that we're working with on health programs, is that they don't feel like they're getting enough sleep either. So I wanted to break a few things down today and talk about a big seasonal disruption that's coming up that normally messes with our sleep every time at this point in the year. And then a lot of the specifics about how much sleep we really need. Why is sleep important? And then tips and tricks that you can put into action tonight if you're having problems with your sleep that will help immediately. And also kind of debunking some of the stuff between medications that are helpful and not helpful, and supplements that are helpful and not helpful, because as runs the case almost all the time, much of the stuff people are doing trying to help themselves get better and more restorative sleep is actually hurting them more than helping them. And so we'll clean a lot of that up today and tell you exactly what you need to be doing to be getting better sleep this fall and everywhere thereafter. So we talked about a seasonal change that's coming up which can cause a disruption. Each time we change seasons, slight shifts happen with our circadian rhythm that can really disrupt our sleep. And one of those biggest shifts actually happens as we move from summer into fall, which is happening right now. Changes in light, a big change with daylight savings, if that happens in the area where you live, can really goof up our natural sleep patterns and can leave us getting less than the rest that we need, which is not optimal for anything with your wellness. So what things can you do to protect against that? And what are you giving up if you don't make moves right now to protect your sleep? So as we all know, sleep is really, really important, right? Most people just know that they like to sleep and feel better when they sleep, but they don't know all the benefits of getting sleep and what they're leaving on the table if they're not optimizing their sleep. Sleep is important for a ton of reasons, right? Sleep is the primary restorative activity that we take with our body and our health. It really is kind of the reset switch for nearly every process in your body to be able to be renewed, to be able to be happening at an optimal rate. But if we get a little more granular and break that down, sleep is when the majority of our cellular renewal takes place. So cellular renewal just means that any of your cellular processes that are kind of getting old, getting slow, that need to be optimized, that happens when you're sleeping. So if we're thinking of the net effects of missing that cellular renewal, it really is pretty much everything that we associate with aging. So if you're not getting proper cellular renewal, your energy levels go down. Your endurance, your ability to exercise, how you're feeling, your mood actually goes down. Even the way that you appear, all those signs of aging that creep in when you're not getting enough sleep, bags under your eyes, a little more wrinkles, your skin isn't looking as good. People walking up to you and saying you look tired, which is like the most backhanded cut ever. Like, nobody wants to look tired. It's a bad thing to look tired, but it's because a lot of those signs of aging are sort of creeping out because you're not getting proper cellular renewal. So we want to make sure you're getting plenty of sleep for that. Also, our hormone production, most of our hormone production actually happens while we're sleeping, especially the big ones. For guys, testosterone, if you're concerned about your testosterone levels, which you should be, it's an important thing for your health in a ton of different facets. Most of that happens while you sleep. If you're concerned about human growth hormone, which is kind of the fountain of youth of hormones, pretty much all of that happens while you sleep. So there's some things you need to do waking to optimize that, but if you're not sleeping well, it doesn't matter if you're optimizing any of those things during your waking time. You just aren't going to get the proper release of that HGH to help create that fountain of youth and keep you looking and feeling young. We get a bit of a circadian reset when we sleep. So when your timing starts to go off, you're getting tired at the wrong times of day, you're getting cravings to eat at the wrong times of day. All of those things are affected by not getting enough sleep. And if you come back in and get enough sleep, it kind of resets each of those issues and helps you get on the proper schedule. Even your memory and your mood can be affected. The brain chemistry that helps to dictate your mood helps you helps to keep you feeling positive, happy, optimistic, all the things that we want to feel. Your brain chemistry is created in large part when you sleep, and if you're not getting enough or deep enough sleep, you're missing out on that. And with your memory, sleep is the time in which our short-term memories that we've accumulated through the day are sort of filtered through, and the important stuff is shuffled over to your long-term memory. So if you find that you're not remembering things as well as you would like to, oftentimes not getting enough sleep is kind of the culprit with that. So let's talk about that. How much sleep is needed? There's a lot of debate over this, and actually many people find that ideally, probably not quite as much sleep as you thought you needed. Do you really need? But still more than most people are getting. So the old standard of sleep was always 8 hours. With modern day advanced sleep studies, we're finding that actually the best amount of sleep might be more in the 7 to 7.5 hour range, not 8 hours. So I know everybody's busy. This isn't one of those things where I'm saying you need 10 hours of sleep or you need 9 hours of sleep. In all likelihood, you probably don't need a whole lot of extra sleep. You maybe just need better sleep, or if you're getting less than that 7 to 7.5 hours, we definitely want to be able to bring you up to that 7 to 7.5 hour range. Another thing that we find is if you experience in your life that you continually need more than that 7 to 7.5 hours, it normally is the fault of one of two things. One being the quality of sleep you're getting is just not good. We can address that with some sleep hygiene, which I'll tell you about in just one moment, to make sure you're getting good quality sleep in that 7 to 7.5 hours. The other thing being, if your body is under a lot of stress in its health, we sometimes need more sleep. So if you want to, an easy way to kind of think about how that works is, if you've had a surgery, if you've been sick, had a real illness or something, even, a bad cold or the flu, what generally happens? You generally sleep a lot, right? Your body's really trying to pour extra resources into rectifying a condition. So if you've got lingering issues with your health and your wellness that you're not paying attention to, if you're eating crummy food, you're going to need a little more sleep. If you are not getting exercise and working a lot of that out, you're going to need a little more sleep. If you're not drinking enough water and your body's trying to deal with chronic dehydration, you're going to need a little more sleep. So at a baseline, all of those general wellness things that we want people to do, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, make sure you're eating good, healthy, nourishing foods and not a bunch of processed crap. Make sure you're supplementing with any of the basic needed nutrition that you need. I don't know if I already said make sure you're getting exercise. I don't think I did, but make sure you're getting plenty of good stimulating exercise for your health. If you're doing all of those things, it will actually reduce the absolute amount of sleep that you need, because you won't be trying to make up for some of those extra kind of conditions of physical and wellness that those bring. You won't be trying to have to oversleep all the junk that your body's trying to deal with from eating bad foods. You possibly can, and that comes down to what we call sleep hygiene. So sleep hygiene is just creating the proper environment, both in your actual physical sleeping environment and within your body, to set you up for good, healthy, restorative, quality sleep. When we take a look at your actual environment, the best way to think about what the area you sleep should be like is you should make it as cave-like as possible. Once upon a time, that's where we slept. We slept in caves, which means they were dark, with as much light as possible taken out of them. They were cool, and you want to try to mimic those things within your sleeping environment. So take as much light out as you can. Don't go to sleep with your TV on. If you've got alarm clocks with big, bright, blinking numbers, tone those down or cover them up. Many people find that they actually do best when they go as far as finding any source of light in the room and covering those, even to the point of taking the little light that's on their smoke detector and covering that up with a piece of tape, so that you're cutting out all ambient light that you can out of your room. And it's really not enough to just cover your eyes. Some people try to fight this by allowing their room to have some sources of light but wear a sleep mask. But in sleep studies, they found that even if they entirely block out your your eyes, there are light receptors in your skin that can tell that there's light in the room, and you won't sleep as well because of it. It will disrupt your sleep patterns. So get as much light as possible out of your room. Also, I talked about sleeping cool. If possible, for most people, they find that the ideal temperature is somewhere between about 68 and 70 degrees in their room. So if you're able, it's great to have nice warm covers, but you want the air temperature to actually be cool. Most people sleep best within that range of a little cooler air temperature. Some things that we want to do in your environment as well is make sure that you are avoiding blue light as much as possible. And the primary sources of blue light is probably whatever you're watching this on right now. Our computer screens, and the most diabolical source of blue light in our lives right now, the most disruptive source of blue light, is our phones that we're looking at all the time. You want to do everything you can to limit that blue light, probably for an hour before you try to go to sleep, which I know is completely foreign. Most of us, the last activity we do before we go to sleep is look at our phone and set it on our nightstand. So set up a routine that takes you away from blue light as much as possible for the hour or so before bedtime. That can happen in a few ways. The very best thing is put your phone away. Just set a curfew for your phone that's about an hour before you go to sleep, so that it's not disrupting things. You've also seen some of the blue light blocking glasses, those orange lens glasses. Those can be really, really helpful to use at nighttime, but they aren't. It's not great to wear the orange glasses and still goof with your phone. Please just put your phone away. But the orange light glasses can, the blue light orange framed glasses can actually really help to cut down on ambient blue light there as well. Caffeine consumption or any other stimulant consumption is best if you stop whatever caffeine you're consuming early in the afternoon. Because for many, many people, especially if you are not an exceptionally fast metabolizer of caffeine, that caffeine can actually affect you all the way through bedtime and keep you from sleeping well. Even if you do go to sleep, you'll miss out on quality of sleep. And then we really love when people are actually able to establish some sort of wind down routine in their life. So there's a lot of activities that we find that help your mind and body to relax and get you ready for sleep. Mind-wise, one of the biggest things with this is I call it kind of putting your problems away. So whatever is active and working on your mind, the stuff that your mind's chewing on that has to happen the next day, the stresses that you know are coming up, if you can find a way to write those down, to journal them, whether it's checking them out into your to-do list for tomorrow, whether it's just writing them into a notebook so you know you won't forget anything and you can revisit them the next day. Whatever process works for you, find a way to get those down in writing and put them away for the night so you don't have to worry about those things. There are some other things too we find a great benefit for people who have a harder time falling asleep in baths. And interestingly enough, they find equal benefit between having a nice hot bath or a cold ice bath if you're into that. And the reason why is that rapid cooling of your body temperature helps to cascade hormonally into the production of melatonin. So you can do that either by taking a cold bath that pushes your body temperature down rapidly, or if you take a hot bath, a hot relaxing bath, as you get out of that hot water into your cool sleeping environment, your body rapidly cools, melatonin is released, and you sleep better. So baths can be great. And then something that allows your mind to kind of wander and relax. So a lot of people find that reading is a great thing for this. Some people find that meditation is a great thing for this. Just something that allows you to sort of decompress from all the stresses of the day and transition into a restful state is good to do in those few minutes before sleep. Let's talk a little bit about supplements and actually what a lot of people do, which is turn to a lot of the popular medications for sleeping. Any sleeping medication you're going to take that's got something tranquilizing in it, know that while it will make you not conscious, it actually is not giving you good quality sleep. So if you are routinely using something like a Unisom or a Tylenol PM, those medications, the effect they create is much more like passing out than going to sleep. So you're not conscious, you're unconscious, but not in a restful and restorative way. So that really is not the answer. We want to find you a better answer than that so that the sleep you're getting, it's not just unconscious sleep, it actually is good, deep, restful, restorative sleep. So as much as you can stay away from those things, please do. That's not the natural way in which your body goes to sleep, and it's not the same as naturally occurring sleep. There are some things that we can do supplementally though to help with that, and the main thing with that is getting your body the nutrients that it needs to support those natural hormonal activities that lead to sleep. So we want to make sure you're getting plenty of omega fats. The omega fats will actually help you sleep better, but they will also help to fuel any of that nighttime, sleep time hormone production that you want to have occur. Vitamin D is important for the same reason for hormone production, especially for men. If you are a man or you have men that you care about in your life, make sure they are getting plenty of vitamin D, because vitamin D and omega fatty acids are absolutely necessary for any of the production of testosterone. And that, as we talked about, that's going to happen a lot while you sleep. It's going to keep your man healthy, happy, and everything he wants to be. It's important to have those nutrients prior to sleep for good, healthy testosterone production. Magnesium and calcium are two of the big minerals that play a role with sleep. Magnesium helps in the actual process of sleeping. Calcium helps a lot if you're somebody who gets kind of jumpy legs or restless sleeping. Calcium will help to chill that out. So make sure you're getting plenty of calcium, magnesium. You don't need to take them as a bedtime supplement. Just make sure that they are present in your diet and your supplementation throughout the day. And lastly, if you need something that actually is more targeted, what we recommend for that is the Malisse Sleep. This is a supplement that we put together to be much more roundly effective than any of the sleep supplements that are out there. Basically, we watched with frustration for a number of years as people that we were working with on their health that needed way better help getting good quality sleep than they were getting, were not finding what they needed. So we essentially went in and engineered this to be the ideal supplement to help to support natural, restorative, multiphasic deep sleep. And it has some ingredients that maybe you know and some that maybe you're not as familiar with. So everybody probably has tried melatonin. Melatonin is a great natural ingredient that is actually the hormone your body produces to help you fall asleep. And there is melatonin in the Malisse Sleep formula, although there's probably not as much as in some other of the formulas you might have tried. I see sometimes melatonin up to like 10 milligrams, which is way too much melatonin. The Malisse Sleep includes 3 milligrams of melatonin, which is more than any human being needs to fall asleep, but not so much that it's going to have any sort of negative effects at all. It's plenty to do the job, and you don't need any more than that. And then it's combined with a couple other ingredients that actually help to offset some of the problems that we see with typical melatonin supplementation. So melatonin helps you to fall asleep, but it also helps you to stay asleep. And so if you're just taking a melatonin supplement at bedtime, basically your body burns through that melatonin, and if you're waking up in the middle of the night not able to go back to sleep, oftentimes that's because the melatonin supplement you're using essentially wears off and you're out and not able to continue good healthy sleep throughout the night. So what we've done is we've complemented the melatonin and Malisse Sleep with something called 5-HTP. And 5-HTP is a metabolite of an amino acid that is actually the precursor to the production of melatonin. So the effect of combining active melatonin with 5-HTP essentially gives you time-released melatonin throughout your night of sleep, which is the way that we want it to naturally happen anyway. So you'll have plenty of melatonin to fall asleep, and then 5-HTP will convert throughout the night into melatonin to keep you in that good, deep, restful sleep. And lastly, we have a transmitter in here called Gaba. And Gaba is the transmitter that your body uses for all of the relaxing systems within your body. So by helping to provide GABA, we make sure you've got plenty of that neurotransmitter that is responsible for reduction of stress, for calming down, for chilling out, for going to sleep, all those things that we want to accomplish within your body for rest. So hopefully this has given you some tools that you need to help to focus on the good, healthy, restorative sleep that you need this fall and everywhere here forward, so that you're making that investment in a healthy, happy life of wellness, of good quality restorative sleep. As always, if you have any questions about anything that we've talked about here, please go ahead and reach out to our incredible Malisse educational team. They've got answers to any question that you might have regarding sleep, and want to help to give you the right direction so that you and anyone that you may be helping with their wellness has the tools they need to make sleep a part of that solution. Sorry, I had one more thing I wanted to talk about. We actually have, if you're watching this live, we actually have an event starting next Monday, so 1 week from today, that I wanted to touch on, which is our Fall Wellness Cleanse. So please watch throughout this week and next as we get some updates into that. But beginning Monday, October 8th, we are going to be starting our Fall Wellness Cleanse, and we have got a awesome new tool in a group, Malisse Wellness Cleanse Facebook group, that has been set up to get you guys all the information, motivation, tips and tricks, everything you need to have a really successful cleanse this fall. And you can ask to become a member of that. Where do they look for that? What's it called?
Oh, that's the official Malisse Fall Cleanse group.
Official Malisse Fall Cleanse group. So take a look over at the official Malisse Fall Cleanse group. I think you can ask to be included there. We'd love to let you in. We'd love to have you as part of the group, joining us for this amazing event that we do 4 times a year to help us stay at the peak of our wellness and well-being. So thank you.